Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to another Office Hours with me, Dr. Mark. Today, we're going to talk all about how to get a nutrition coaching side hustle started. I know for so many of you, you want to get this stuff started, but you just don't know the first steps. You don't know the best approach. Should it be a basic certification? Should you start an Instagram page? Should you get a website? All of those things can be very confusing. Can make you feel like you don't know the next step. So we're going to talk about that today. The focus of today will be the exact steps you need to take to start a nutrition coaching side hustle. This is a process that I've taken 400 plus students through. So we got it down pat, and I want to share some of those things with you today. Before we get started, I'll let you know that enrollment in our program is live. It's open. We're taking on around 5 to 7 students. We have limited capacity in our world-class teaching program. This is a certification, gives you all the science, but also gives you the practical business systems and coaching systems and accountability and support and all that good stuff. Enrollment's going to close on October 9th, or when we fill up those spots. So you should get an application in. If you've been considering this stuff, the time to act is now. I'll drop the actual application in the chat right now for you guys to check out. As good as the stuff is that we'll talk about today and we'll share, and I'm sure you've seen my free content, I have no problem passing that stuff along and sharing it. But if you want the quickest and most effective path to get this going, it's the program, without a doubt. You also notice that the regular setup here with the lights and all that fun stuff is it's different today. Got some new flooring up here in the office space. Maybe one time we'll do the Dr. Mark Method office MTV Crib style tour. But for now, we'll just leave it as and get into the good stuff. If you're tuning in here live and you got any questions, you won't throw me off my cadence. Ask away. I'd love to hear what you're up to, what questions you have, all of those things. Drop them in the chat and engage. That's what these sessions are all about. They're about being interactive and letting me help you to the best of my ability. But in terms of nutrition coaching side hustle, I think the biggest misconception with this stuff in terms of the first step is a lot of times people think, okay, I'm going to start nutrition coaching and I'll do the coaching online, right? I'll do the all correspondence and fulfillment. I don't necessarily need to see people in person. But since I'm doing that, it only makes sense to think, well, all my clients are going to come from online as well. Like people, you start posting on social media and people come to you, they come to you automatically. They see your stuff. Maybe you go viral and get a bunch of clients. I can wholeheartedly say, as someone that posts 4 pieces of content a day, it doesn't work like that. It 100% doesn't work like that. Your first 5 to 10 paying clients are going to come from your social circle. Without a doubt. They're going to come from people that already know that you're someone that's into health and fitness and nutrition. You have it figured out on your own. They've been kind of like, they always ask you questions, all that stuff. That's where these people will come from. They're not going to come from the, far deep ends of the internet and reach out to you. That will happen through time, but it will take some time. And if you wait for that to happen, you're going to have a hard time creating a business out of this. Not even just a side hustle. You won't get to that step. You got to give the people around you an opportunity to take this next step. So it looks like coworkers, like family, friends, family, charge them double. They can be tough to work with and navigate, regardless of people coming through. Like when they're coming through your network and your community already, you still got to approach it like it's a business, a professional business. And what that looks like is saying like, hey, man, I'm so glad you're interested in stuff. Even though we know each other, we kind of got to act, for this to work, we kind of got to act like we don't. We kind of need to act like I'm here as a professional to help you. And I know things about your life and all that stuff, but let's just like fresh start, navigate this stuff with like the same check-ins, the same way I would coach everyone else. You got to do things the exact same way. But your clients, the people that will pay you, are going to come from your immediate network right off the bat. And you got to give them a chance to do that. If you've never heard about our free nutrition report process, that's the process that we take new potential clients through, people that are, doing some hand raising behavior. Someone at the water cooler is like, Dr. Mark, man, I heard about this carnivore diet thing. Like, is it worth a try? It's like, hey, that's a great question. Let me get a better sense of, what you're currently trying to accomplish. through giving me a bit more information, your goals, what you have been doing, where you want to take things. And I can answer that question, the carnivore question, as well as give you some insight. And it's that process that's going to allow you to take people in your social network and turn them into paying clients. You need to have a process in place that shows people that you have a path to results. You're taking this professionally, like you're taking it serious. They're going to see a side of you that they probably never seen before. And that is going to automatically, like, instantly connect the dots around, Mark's the person that can help me. This seems legit. He's got a path, he's got some results, and go through that process. I had someone, I was at that Evolve business and coaching conference a few weeks ago, and someone got a free copy of the book From Passion to Profit. Typically I have a version of it around that I'd show you, but went through the free nutrition report process. He told me yesterday, he's like, hey, I just got a payment from a client because I showed them what was holding them back from reaching their goals. Instead of just like telling people that I was coaching, I showed them. It's an important distinction and going to be one of the main things that allow you to get this going and create a side hustle out of this stuff. If you want more information about that, you got any specific questions about that process, let me know and we'll go from there. Okay, drop it in the chat. If you're watching the replay of this, drop it in the chat as well. I'll make sure to go back to the comments and give you some insight, and we'll go from there. Again, the quickest and most effective way to get this going is to apply for the program. If you've been on the fence about it, just go ahead and do it. It doesn't mean you're signing up. It means we're going to have a conversation about it. And if it's the right fit, I can be pretty convincing and persuasive, but I'm not necessarily going to do that if it's not the right move for you. I don't want to, just like you, I would tell you the other thing. I don't want to take on clients that aren't ready to do this. We're not going to operate in the same way and that kind of stuff, but I do have a path to results and I can show you exactly what to do. And I think if you're thinking, the next 90 days are going to go by with or without you, you might as well do it while you're working on something meaningful for you. How good would that feel? Entering January, having like paying clients in an established business with your passion, doing whatever you want. It's the greatest feeling. If that sounds amazing, throw an application in, or at least hit a like on this video to make it get pushed a little bit further and more eyes will get on it. That's what I would do in the first step, is have a process in place to take people from curious and turn them into paying clients. When I say paying clients, what are they doing? Like, how are they paying all that stuff? How I would set up my coaching business is I would set it up on a monthly recurring payment system. So like your clients are going to sign up. When they sign up, they're going to sign up month to month. That's the easiest way for this to get started and for you to build up your monthly recurring revenue. If you want to get this going as a side hustle, as something that you can prioritize, as something that you can really like lean into and start to see the potential in and depend on and all that stuff. My face is going to start to go crazy in a second. That's because I haven't done the best job of mopping up here yet, and it's a little dusty, but I'm working through it. I think that the less I think about it, the better it'll be, but there's no guarantees. They're signing up on that monthly recurring payment, like a month to month. It's going to help boost your revenue. What you don't want from the beginning is to sell packages for like 3 months or 6 months necessarily, because when there's ups and downs around this process, maybe you like all of a sudden, get 2 clients 1 month, 0 the next. That's one of those things where it's like, if you're going to, move away from a part-time job or go down to casual hours in your job to help your side hustle and those kind of things, you can't bank on that stuff when there's so many ups and downs. Are there things to get in place to mitigate that? Without a doubt, but I'd rather see you take on 15 to 20 clients over time in a monthly recurring revenue system, then start to add packages in once you have clients that are going to work with you for 6 to 9 months on average. And that's going to be the best way to build a side hustle out of this. So we set it up on a monthly recurring payment. Most beginner coaches can charge between $150 to $200 per month. Like that's kind of like the going rate. Intermediate coaches, you've been doing this for a while, $200 to $300 a month. Advanced coaches that have great sales skills, tons of experience, they've niched down, all of that stuff, they can charge more than that. But that's where I would start for your intro coach that's helping people with body composition results that are, general people. That's where I would start. Every 3 to 5 clients you take on, you can think about bumping your prices. It doesn't have to be substantial. It can be something that is along the lines of $15 extra a month, grandfather everybody else in, and then push. That's going to be the easiest ways to boost your revenue. And these are all the things that you can do to start a nutrition coaching side hustle. You will have noticed that I haven't said talk about a website or social media content or anything like that. Lean into your social network, have conversations. You can create those conversations and start them through social media. But the biggest thing being, you need to have conversations to get them telling you their problems and have a conversation around, how this can help. If you guys are listening to this, you have any questions too, by all means, drop it in the chat. I want to hear from you. But you're doing that type of stuff. Then you're going to take them through a process where you can show them the value of this. Again, you're not just telling them like, hey, here are the features of my coaching. You're going to show them how you can help them on an individual level, which people have never, no one's ever done that from before. I can say wholeheartedly, people, they hear things about nutrition and the things that they should do, but no one's ever said, what are you currently doing? What does that look like? Let me show you what I would change and what a plan would look like. And once you do that, people are going to be begging for the next step. And then you take them into the coaching process, onboard them, get them signed up for a payment with the parameters that we talked about. And that's how you're going to get a nutrition coaching side hustle going. Once you start to get people saying, this is amazing, you start checking in with them, you can start highlighting those results and talking about that on social media. But those things there's other things that you're going to delay getting your coaching started, delay getting your side hustle started because you think you need when you don't necessarily need it, without a doubt. Does that make sense? Who's got some questions? Fill me in the comments. As we wait for some questions to come in, remember, enrollment in our program is open. It's going to be open until October 9th or when those remaining spots fill up. I have a few calls today, but we're going to take on 5 to 7 new students in our small group atmosphere. The students we have right now, they are crushing it. And they're crushing it because they're so tight knit. And if you've ever, okay, awesome. If you've ever started, we got a question here from Cibernakis. I can imagine they'll pay monthly for years. How long do clients typically stay with you? I can't imagine they pay monthly for years. I can say that I've had some clients pay monthly I've had clients for 6 or 7 years. They see the value in this stuff and they just continue to do it. I think there's an industry myth that you give people all the right skills and habits and then they don't need you anymore. The clients that I work with, they like the accountability. They like working on something new and that type of stuff. I would say on average though, because I'm a very data-driven coach, most will work with you between 6 to 9 months on average. Maybe if we were to take a bit of a wider range, maybe 4 to 9 months, which again, if you're selling packages, not to say that the 4 to 9 months, when you work with someone for 4 months or 5 months, or 7 months or 8 months, it gives you that chance to actually go through there's pros and cons of everything, to go through the process of reverse dieting them, working things out, and then kind of go from there. And then that part is you have a bit, you can better serve the client instead of it being a structured 3-month program or 6-month program, even if it's going to take them that long to see results and that type of stuff. In my experience, you just have more opportunity to work with them and see the value past those time blocks of time. So that's why, again, I would encourage you to do that from the beginning. Mindy O'Brien says, and Mindy, this is a great question. I'm going to get to it in 1 second in terms of scope of nutrition coach and what you can do, especially coming from a state like Tennessee. But I was just going to mention with the current students we have in the program. And if you guys find these answers helpful, hit that like button. It helps push the video further. So I'm glad you're digging in. That would be helpful to me. But the current group of students, this stuff can be isolating, getting it going on your own. You don't have anyone else, around you doing what you're doing. Maybe you have friends that are into fitness and health, and maybe you have colleagues from, that are supportive, but you don't have anyone else that is trying to start and grow a nutrition coaching business. The students we have in the program right now, they push each other, they support each other, they bounce ideas off each other. You have a coaching staff that's going to help you through this stuff, that are expert nutrition coaches, myself included, as well as Coach Meredith with 10 years of nutrition coaching and mindset work, and Coach Josie on the business development, social media side. If you've ever wondered how we pump out 2 YouTube videos a week and 2 shorts every day, it's because I have these type of people helping me, and they help you in the program as well. But Mindy's question says, by state, Tennessee has some restrictive guidelines as to what a nutrition coach can provide to clients. In your program, do you teach exactly how you're able to work with clients? Down to exactly what you should be doing and how you're confident as a nutrition coach within your scope, even if you have another professional degree or you haven't started any of this stuff before. We go through all of that with the exact steps, especially like exactly what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. And in my experience, getting clear on what you shouldn't be doing it doesn't give you any limitations. If anything, it offers you more freedom and flexibility to work with the people that you should be doing, which in most cases, and to give you the green light to do this, is going to be body composition, weight loss, muscle gain, overall health, vitality, those type of things. What we're not doing is being overly prescriptive with what we give in terms of nutrition. It's like, I'm not going to tell you exactly what to eat. I'm going to teach you how to eat in a way that falls in line with your goals. So that's where we start to, remove some liability and act within the scope of a nutrition coach. So I tell you exactly how to do that, without a doubt. If you're curious about what that looks like, Mindy, it's worth a conversation. Fill out one of those applications and we'll be chatting about kind of where you're at and what the process looks like. It's not one of those things where it's like, you're not signing up through that application, guys. Get one in and we'll chat a little bit more about if it's the right fit. Any other questions at this point? Man, I love these. I don't know if you guys realize how much I love them, but I love these sessions because I get to interact with this community, which has been amazing. The channel itself is up to 7,100 subscribers and growing fast. If you find value in this stuff, you want to share this video or any of the previous videos, absolutely do it. But I get to connect with you guys on these calls, which is great. It's just the best. It really, really fills my cup here. Any other questions, guys, about nutrition coaching or nutrition in general, about how to start nutrition coaching side hustle? I personally have a duathlon this weekend. I'm doing a race that is run, bike, race, a bit of a deviation out of my normal strength-based stuff, but I've been training a little bit for it. I got on a road bike for the first time this summer because my wife Amy had been getting into triathlons. They're amazing. I couldn't believe how fast it was. And just like, it's not cardio, it's fun, right? So it was fun. And then I'm going to do one this weekend. I think it's a 5-kilometer run. I know it is. It's a 5-kilometer run, 20K bike, and 2.5-kilometer run to finish up. My time, I have no idea. We'll see how bad these hills are. Any other questions, guys? If not, we'll wrap it up there. If you're watching the replay, feel free to drop a comment in the chat or on the actual video, and I'll respond and get back to you. And if you're thinking about getting started a nutrition coaching business as a side hustle or something even larger, reach out, apply for the program. The link is in the chat as well as in the first link in the description, and we'll go from there. Have a good day, guys. Bye.